Hey there, everyone. My name is Craig Perry. I am the producer of the Final Destination franchise, and I want to welcome you to the Cinebinge reaction to Final Destination 3. Now, George and Simone have had to go away for a little bit, so they asked me to introduce the movie. It's great to see their reaction. It's fun to see their insight, and look forward to seeing you guys at the end of their reaction, where we all have a little bit of a Q&A session where I give a little more insight into the franchise, and we get to know each other a lot better. So stay tuned and have fun.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Where's My Froggy? My name is Simone, and this is George, and this is where we watch movies and television.
That's right.
I want to buy Froggy.
That's right. We just did Blazing Saddles in the same day. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. Viewers, stay to the end of the video after the reaction portion, because the producer of all of the Final Destination series, and I think American Pie as well, is going to be joining us for a little Q&A after the video. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully we didn't ask anything stupid, but we'll see.
Oh, for sure we did.
Yeah, because we're filming this in a few days. Or the Q&A. Anyways, Final Destination 3.
Yes.
The poster is a roller coaster and everybody's upside down.
Oh no.
And I think one of them is a clown, but I can't really see because it's upside down. Whole new cast. I recognize one name. Mary Elizabeth Winstead is in this.
Oh.
There's also a guy here. His real name apparently is Texas Battle.
Slim Pickens.
Yeah. Slim Pickens and Texas Battle. And Rip Torn. I love cool names like this.
Before we press play, a little reminder to all of us out there that are not subscribed, just go ahead and do that.
Or next time you walk down some stairs into the basement, you're going to step on a nail.
Jeepers, George. No, that's too much. That's too much.
It's fitting for this movie. I mean, Home Alone did it, so. I wonder if the crew and Craig is sick of people making the joke of Final Destination 3, it's not so final, is it?
I've never heard that before. So, I don't know. No! What? Okay, so roller coaster, I can kind of predict what they might do on one of those, but like
everything at an amusement park is death.
Yeah. Late. Oh, nails in the face. Are those screams of terror because of fun or because of death?
Someone's gonna swallow a sword?
Oh! Oh my god.
Oh.
And if they shot this where I think they shot this, I have been on that exact ride.
Okay. Die. The view's gonna go out.
Oh my god.
Yes!
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, well, where we gotta go is to the roller coaster, because our pass is for $9.15. Okay, come on, it won't kill us to get a deep fried Snickers in a Coke.
Oh my goodness. Deep fried. Nom, 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 nom. Hey, there's a frog. Did you see the frog?
Yeah. Oh.
Jesus.
Terrible.
I'm breaking up with him a couple of weeks after graduation.
That chart there, that'll sell some yearbooks.
Oh my god.
2000s.
Oh my god. We were just talking about those.
It was very prevalent in high school.
Ashley.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, he'll graduate and work for a Pie Piper. Damn it.
Here we go, baby.
Oh.
Oh my god. That's a huge hunk of metal, right? That's a...
Right. Constantine.
You know the guy that, like, the mortician from the other movies? Is that his voice?
Ooh, good call.
I was having that feeling like deja vu.
What, are you weirded out by the ride? Real fear with these rides comes from the feeling of having no control.
Where you guys are right now?
You graduated like 2 years ago.
I stuck around to monitor your development.
Oh, that's weird. Ooh.
These movies, man.
They really put you on a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Just eating it up.
You're more likely to die driving to an amusement park. Here we go.
Like this? Want it on the wacky ladder. It'd be my honor.
Ew.
Ugh.
My God.
Gate 1. Yeah, front car. Front car.
No, please.
Well, Carrie will sit in the back with you, right, babe?
Why me?
Who do you think is gonna be survival? Is it gonna be
Mary Elizabeth.
Mary Elizabeth?
That's the
Okay.
Survivor girl. Yeah, 100%.
Heads.
Oh, they might all die because they keep doing new cast every movie.
I meant from like the first debacle.
Hey.
She's gonna be whatever. Oh, the one guy is crying.
Keep your hands to yourself, man. I'm serious. Hey, no, get out. Get out.
Oh.
Oh,
Guess who's back?
what a creep.
Yeah, that is really creepy.
How'd you guys get in here?
What? 55 inches.
Should have sat on each other's shoulders with a big trench coat.
I was wondering, I'm like, holy shit, the kids on the roller coaster, on this roller coaster, when we all kind of know what's coming.
Yeah. Oh shit, here we go.
How do you do on roller coasters, George?
I don't. I can't. I'm terrified of heights. That's gonna fall out. Ew.
Oh.
Very stretchy.
Bye. Here we go.
Jesus Christ. This legitimately makes me nervous just watching it.
Oh.
That's how bad my acrophobia is.
Okay, maybe don't look.
There it is. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh.
Oh, no, there we go. Oh.
No.
Oh.
Shit. Oh, no. Oh my god. Oh my god, they're just hanging. They're just hanging. They're just hanging. They're just hanging. They're just hanging.
Come on, James Wong, show us the death.
Oh no.
There it is. Splat.
Holy shit. So they get transported back
Oh my God,
here.
but
It's too late. It's
You
too
have like
late.
2 seconds.
Stop.
What's going on?
Yeah, the height. If she's just.
Saw something.
My head.
Can you please control that bitch? Damn.
Oh.
Jesus.
Nobody else gets off this ride. Why would you force people to stay in it? That's horrible.
Yeah.
Where you ladies going? Gotta make sure she's okay. Hey, oh.
That's it. That's it.
That's insane.
That sucks because they didn't want to.
Just relax, okay? Squeeze up, man.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah. Crazy.
Viewers, any of you ever worked in an amusement park? Like, if somebody's asking to get off a ride,
You let them off.
yeah, you must,
You
right,
gotta.
before they start.
Yeah. But okay, so this is the first one. So in the first movie, it was like his best friends. In the second movie, it was all strangers. And now in the third, it's like
Oh no, no. It was the same
a
car.
romantic
Remember
partner.
the car?
Oh yeah, she had friends in the car. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was also best friends. So this is best
Yeah.
friends and one best friend and
A boyfriend.
yeah, and a boyfriend and a few other classmates. Yeah.
Ooh.
Here it is.
Hey! Wait, you're not going to graduation?
No.
Then do it for Jay and Carrie.
Do what? If you die and then there's nothing, then they're just dead.
I made a promise to Jay that I would take care of you.
We don't even like each other.
He kind of looks like a discount Shia LaBeouf.
You're not wrong,
Yeah.
but that makes me sad.
We're going to the tanning salon after this. Here's myself.
She covers her friend's hair. That was cute. The dialogue after that was so nice
You're
of
not
us.
alone. And I found out about this high school French class. A kid had a vision that the plane was going to explode, just like us.
I love it. Straight to the point.
Every Everyone who got off that plane started dying in weird accidents.
Yeah, there's got to be some resistance, but
It also doesn't help that, you know, our first introduction of him was sneaking a picture of someone's skirt, like someone's skirt.
Exactly.
So he's just that kind of douchey dude.
Oh, I'm so curious how they're gonna tie it into like the whole thing.
We did that for all the
Oh
funerals.
no!
I just want to make sure that we look our best. Yeah. You know, for all those.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh my god! No! Someone's gonna get cooked.
Does it get that hot in there? I don't know. I don't know how they work. I thought it was just like UV lights.
I don't know.
I could use some help. I should never have let that ride go. I would give anything to have a second chance. You're all I have left.
Okay.
Can I use the school camera for graduation tonight?
Yeah.
Cell phone signal is shit in here. I think turning bats mess with signal.
You know what? Just go outside. We can deal with this ourselves.
Okay, yeah, they're definitely dying.
No drinks in the room this time.
Oh, then he won't be able to get back in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe electrocution?
Something.
Something dirty, something.
No, but it's great because it could have just like slid, but no, the cap fell off and it was squirted. It was funny.
It creamed.
No.
Oh my god. Why does Siri keep it so cold in here?
Okay. Have you ever been in a tanning bed?
Yeah, but it was never one of the lying down ones. Oh my god, so many little things are going wrong.
Why are you wearing underwear? Steinmetz says he gets off on tan lines.
Oh god. Bye.
They have to get trapped in there somehow. Oh, the condensation. Oh boy, here we go. The fire. It had like the glow. Look, does that not look like fire? So every picture is predicting the death. Is that the idea? I'll tell you what, I don't want to see close-ups of skin burning.
No.
And blistering.
No.
But I have a feeling it's gonna happen. The wind. It's always the wind.
Yeah, there's
Way too
Death's
warm in
little
here now, huh?
nudging.
Oh, okay. Oh my god, they're okay. Wow, they're just getting cooked.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
Oh, that was a cool cut.
Those of you who would like to pay a final remembrance, step forward.
I so feel this is so my fault.
Oh my god. Jesus.
I'm so happy how over the top they went with this guy.
Hey, if you ever have to come to my funeral, man, bring me a PSP or something.
PSP.
What's a PSP?
It's like the little portable PlayStation, right? I think. That like.
Wouldn't that be PPS?
What are you doing up here in the nosebleeds?
I didn't want to upset anyone by being there. If there's any place that makes you feel like there's no life after death, this fear is more than just being scared.
You think it's Jay?
No, I know it's not.
There it is.
That's the last photograph Lincoln posed for. Plate was broken, causing a line that can't be removed.
Oh wow, we're going that far. Okay.
What?
Well, what do these pictures have to do with us?
Huh. 5 years. 6 years after?
I want to look at the other ones again.
These.
Yeah.
And Frankie was behind Ashlyn and Ashley.
Wait, their names were Ashley and Ashlyn? That's awesome.
Best friends forever. Okay.
Watch out!
Careful!
Yeah, just come on, Shia. Where is this? Kind of looks like Vancouver.
He's gonna get crushed by a giant SpongeBob?
I don't see it in this picture anywhere, though.
Oh, God.
Oh no.
No,
Oh
no,
no.
no,
No.
There's no one in that truck!
Just slam into that guy. Just go. Just go.
Yeah. Hey, don't forget to check out our Patreon for these exclusives. And now back to the movie.
Oh, they were wedged in. Yeah, they couldn't even move.
Oh
my God. Oh, it was him.
No way.
That's
There's so many chunkies everywhere.
So disgusting.
We were wrong about the photos.
I should have left town.
That's a good point. Yeah, the photos. Unless there was another one of him.
That kind of thing is gonna happen to us the rest of our lives.
Maybe the photos are not predictive then, right? Not entirely, because yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, that. There it is. And very
Oh my
fitting that this
God.
character died in the same photo as an upskirt. Well done.
The weight looks like it's coming down on his head. Wouldn't you want to know?
No, I don't want to see mine. No. And if I look at that picture, all I'm going to do is obsess.
Yeah, because how do you avoid it, right? Had the other guy saw the fan photo, what is he gonna like avoid every fan in the world?
Is it bad? There's nothing like up my ass or anything.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, Ashley and Ashlyn were first, then Frankie Cheeks. You shouldn't care either, man, because what you're telling me right now is straight bullshit.
Oh, we got men.
3 people have died, Lewis. Man, I'm here because I get good hunches before every down. You don't get it, man. Does that make sense to you?
This would be the worst show to be at. Everyone just yelling all the time.
Just some guys like yelling at a bear while he's doing bicep curls. Okay.
What I tell you, Kevin, huh?
I don't know.
Oh! Was that enough pressure to do that? That was crazy.
Yikes.
But it was the weights, yeah.
I love that they're now just wearing all of this, like the team paraphernalia.
Yeah, that's right. Gotta honor the lost homie.
I don't know why, Wendy.
No, I think it's because they were covered in blood.
I know.
All right?
Yeah, there it is.
Just-
Yeah.
I don't know. There's nothing I can do.
Can you drive?
No, you can't. Didn't you when you were with him 10 minutes ago?
Picture of me. My head's not like through the windshield.
Too pedestrian. Death has a strong sense of the dramatic. So the photo of the other two is guns.
Yes, he was pointing a gun.
Oh, it's a nail gun.
In her direction. What? That's the shiniest nail gun I've ever seen. Ugh.
All right.
Oh.
It's Wendy and Kevin.
Okay, these two are more likely to believe it, right? Because they're already kind of weird.
You are gonna trip when you hear this.
I'm gonna OD on
Kill.
nail polish.
You just saw their pictures. Oh my God, guys, what's going on?
You think we care if you laugh at us? Are you guys saying that death is like a person?
No goals, no awareness that it is a force.
Okay.
Top shelf.
Okay.
There's a lot of things that can kill them here.
Whose banners are in the picture?
Oh, God.
We're not gonna apologize for trying to save you.
Death is just
Top shelf.
the end of biological function.
How can you explain what happened to us as simple?
You know why? Because it sound crazy, so guess how you do sound.
Chains, nails,
Oh, my God.
and somehow the nail gun.
Okay. Oh, the box fell on the gas pedal. Of
Oh.
that one. Oh, God.
It is nice of Death to keep leaving clues, though.
Yeah. It's like a game.
What are these?
Glass cleaner, I think it said.
Death by avian flu. That's how she dies. In like 3 weeks.
Oh, my God.
And he hears none of it because the saw.
Or maybe all this is happening farther away from them.
But Death does have a conscious plan. Look, I'm just guessing that it goes for Death too when he's working in our world. If Death has taken action, so can we.
No.
He's here. Ugh. Holy shit.
Oh.
Oh! That is so messed up!
Oh, that is so gross.
That was... Woof.
Okay, I was wondering when, like, cops are gonna show up and chime in.
Did they believe you?
Yeah, right. Whoever was sitting behind Aaron is already dead.
Going by the way we said on the roller coaster. Well, I'm next.
We're so close, we can't give up.
Oh my god.
Are you sure we shouldn't stick together?
Yeah, it's just
That's definitely Vancouver. Pretty sure I went to this building to get a job interview at some point.
see if they know if anyone else got off the ride. Okay?
The police department?
Oh man. Oh, there he is, right behind him.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Why is it being so creepy?
No, that was keeping her alive.
It's the bracelet. It's her sister. It's her sister's in front of...
Oh.
Shit.
How is she gonna die? I didn't even see that she was on the ride. That's crazy.
I can't remember
Yeah.
if I did or not.
Hello? Do you remember Julie being on the roller coaster? My friend Julie, she went to the tricentennial thing.
Look, after them, we're next.
Wait. McKinley, yours is the picture that I took when I flashed the camera in your face.
Oh, McKinley's gonna try to kill her because he come up with the theory that if she dies, right?
Yep.
That's what that means. That's what that means. He's gonna kill her. That's why
And
he's
that's why
sitting
he's
there all
being creepy in the van. Yeah.
Okay.
And he gets a firework to the face.
Right, that's why it's super bright. Although this movie's been pretty good at misdirecting. Like,
Oh yeah.
so. Is that John Denver again? I think there's someone
There
behind.
is someone creepy. Black dogs is supposed to be an omen of death. So just the Wolfie.
I want to see a version of these movies in a different country and culture altogether, so then the signs are completely different. A Chinese Final Destination just full of fours everywhere. Yeah, I know what you're
Stick it in the
thinking.
ground. It is in the ground, outside the tent.
This was your idea.
Hey, we gotta clear out.
Okay, and the cops are here. They're definitely watching her.
What are the odds?
You three need to come with me.
What do we do?
Uh-oh. Oh no.
Oh, you assholes.
Actually, this whole franchise has been always teenagers, right? I wonder if there's one maybe in 4 and 5 that's like adults.
The second one was
Oh, the
had
teacher.
adults.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true. Oh no.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, wait.
Let me explain this to you.
The horse. Ah!
But yeah, but let's stay. There it is. Okay, it didn't just impale her. But that's not better.
But he did sort of intervene, so
Fireworks. Oh!
Oh! No, it's
gonna.
Oh my god.
Listen, tell me who was sitting next to you on the roller coaster. She's next.
No!
Oh! And then he's next. Oh! Well, that'll kill you right there, just getting kicked by a horse. Jeepers.
Oh! Is he just Two-Face now?
So, like, even like small interventions help.
Ian McKinley, he causes my death.
I'm just celebrating our town's tricentennial. Next, right to the end of it, aren't you?
You have to stay away from me.
Do I cause your death? Is that a picture?
You'll save me if you just stay away.
For me, it is over.
Then why are you here?
Oh.
Why is he here then if he believes it's over for him, you know? He's just a dick. Oh, okay, he's angry about Aaron's death, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Oh my god!
Oh! Holy.
Of the twitching middle finger.
Oh my god.
That was brilliant. That was circling back.
Yeah, it did circle back. So yeah, like the smallest intervention, like makes it skip, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, this is.
Oh, you mean good this?
This is the millennial line. Millennium line.
Did you say
yeah, I said the millennial line. Millennium line. I've puked in this cart so many times.
Ew, no.
No, I haven't.
What? The song.
Blurry faces. Okay.
180.
I do always feel like I'm gonna die when I get on the train to go to East Van, so it's fair. Okay, so all the things.
Everything.
Wendy, next stop after this.
I could use some air.
Yeah, babe.
Oh, they're not gonna let her off. All these people are gonna. What,
One little candy wrapper. Oh.
Oh, and the wires.
Yeah. Always let people leave.
Yeah, I hate it when people do that. Let people off first.
But what's crazy is that people actually do that.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
I think I had a sense that you were coming now. I was feeling like I did.
There's only 3 of them left, right?
Mm-hmm. In the first 2 movies, they're connected, right? The people from the first round and second round. So is this going to lead into movie number 4? This train derailing.
You've got nothing to worry about.
And it's Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock in the other cart.
That would be amazing.
And that's why it derailed.
Oh my god.
Oh shit. Yeah, they're all here.
What?
Wendy, Julie.
Oh boy.
What are the chances? Something wrong?
Yeah, when she has that look on her face. Oh, ow.
Ouch. Oh no, 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 no.
I saw the lemons rolling by.
Oh.
Was that when life gives you lemons? Oh! Okay, she went first.
Oh! And then her!
And she's still alive. Oh, there we go. Oh, what?
She had 2?
But there's no getting off now, because they're already on the train.
It's too late.
It's going to the final destination.
Oh my god. Okay, stepping it up with the, like, 2 premonitions in one movie. Oh!
Awesome. So we have with us Craig Perry, the producer, the person responsible for the entire Final Destination franchise, as well as this other little mini franchise you may have never heard of called American Pie.
Well, I appreciate you saying responsible, because that's what exactly my mother says. She says, Craig, you're responsible for all this. I'm like,
some of you may have seen him in the comments of our first video, first Final Destination reaction, and you know, things just started connecting from there, and now we have
things escalated.
The man himself here. Thank you very much for taking your time out of your busy schedule.
Yes, thank you so much.
We really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for having me. I very much enjoy what you guys do, and I think you're building out a really interesting, fun, and a creative community there. So hopefully we can help that grow.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Thank you very much. For the first one.
Alrighty. We're starting off with sort of a 3-parter here.
Okay.
It's a 3-parter. We're really just gonna milk it for all it's worth. So what we've seen of the franchise so far is just so many creative deaths. So we were wondering if you could tell us some of your favorites, maybe some deaths ideas that were discarded, or and what I really want to know is, were there any death ideas that were thrown around the table that everyone was just like, no, we can't show that. That's too much.
You know, actually, that's a great question. And it's a great question because it just kind of goes right to the process of how these movies get made. And often you just have to figure out, well, what is a location that is accessible, that most people generally find themselves in? And then the extension of that is, well, how can we imbue that familiar location with a sense of malevolence and dread? Are there enough things that you can justify in that location so it doesn't feel like you've overwhelmed it with obstacles that seem forced?
Mm-hmm.
And then, well, how could someone actually die in that location? And then we sort of say, okay, what's the kind of character who would be in that location? So it's a weird way of thinking about these things in terms of a story construct way. You start with the macro and you work your way down to, well, then who would be there? And that becomes the character that you have to then reverse engineer into your story to justify why you're earning that set piece, because the set pieces, let's all be honest, we're not watching this for the great drama. We're watching these things because you want to see somebody get dispatched in glorious fashion. We have to somehow make it credible and exciting. So, I mean, for me, just because and I'm sure you've seen bits and pieces, so I'm going to try not to spoil 4 and 5 for you guys. I love the gymnastics sequence in 5.
Okay.
Because gymnastics, to me, there's artistry, there's athleticism, but there's also this sense of like, what are they doing? That's so dangerous. Like, these girls are going to die horribly if things go slightest bit awry. Right. So that tension that is inherent to watching it, I wanted to tap into. So we created an entire gymnastics sequence in 5 that I think is one of the best ones because it's super cinematic too. It's all about tracking various things in that location that either individually or in concert will cause that poor girl to sort of trot off our mortal coil.
That sounds awesome.
Reaction to that. It's awful and awesome at the same time.
Oh, can't wait to see it.
What's interesting is the bus hit from FD1 was always scripted that way. It was scripted as an out of nowhere, it comes and hits, but it was, as I had mentioned earlier, intermittently raining on that day. So when you make a movie, you have different things that are called plates, which is sort of like the background image, which is like a clean street. And then you get one of that same image with the bus going through. It's sort of wiping frame. And then you have another plate where you have the dummy standing there waiting to get hit by that bus. So you try and combine all of them together. So as we're gathering all these elements, which was taking a lot of time, and there was also going to be a little bit of a morph from the dummy, from the live actress when she steps into position into the dummy. So there's a lot of like a $30,000 visual effects transition so that we try and smooth out and try and get as close. Well, the editor, who was an old school grumpy guy, was like looking at the he goes, give me 30 minutes. And he just everything out of the camera went down. And what he had realized is the front of the bus it's the snub nose bus. It's a flat front. He did a little fuzzy wipe at the front of the bus. So when the actress steps into frame, it's all live action to the last frame of the bus hits her. It was an in-camera, in essence, visual effect. And then once you get to that position, he did sort of quick cut to the dummy getting hit.
Yeah.
There's one frame where you can see her like a little bit of jigger on her arm because the girl, our actress did a pretty good job matching the position of the dummy. And he saved us 30 grand just by being smart with how editing works, persistence of vision. Exactly. I was like,
that's
wow,
amazing.
Well played.
Wow.
That was so cool.
So that's just like, I appreciate when people can use their skills and history to make a moment like that even better. Because as I think I was mentioning to you guys off camera, there's something about when you have physical, real people doing the things they do. I mean, visual effects are great, but I think they're best when they're augmenting reality, not replacing reality.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, yeah.
And that's one of the hallmarks of this crazy franchise is just on the day when we're doing a set piece, every department has to bring their A game from stunts, visual effects, special effects, makeup effects, because they're all working at the same time and in concert. So there's a lot of prep that goes in just to make sure every department is talking to each other. And I think the bus hit was one where everybody did what they needed to do, but then one person said, wait a second. And then now that sequence that was sort of the first, I think, memeable element of the franchise, right?
Yeah. That really shocked us. So it really just came out of nowhere and was so fast and impactful. It was great. Yeah.
Yeah. Now that I know that I want to watch it again. I want to really get in there.
You'll see that little jigger of the arm, and you'll realize that's where they cut to the dummy getting.
Cool. I love that.
Craft service table. We just went to craft. He said, "Here's some strawberries. Here's some this." Now another one, and this is in 2, which you guys have seen, is when little Timmy gets hit by the plate of glass outside the dentist's office.
Yeah.
Easily one of my favorites. Not just because I think a dentist office is a nascent fear everybody has.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to go in and get flipped their teeth. But I love the fact it was a misdirect. It didn't happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that, I think, speaks to there are certain sort of paradigms that we sort of have to look at with each sequence, say, how are we going to pay it off? And what's the best way to pay it off? And originally, little Timmy was like 8 or 9, I think, in the first draft. And that's one where the studio's like, that's...
A 9-year-old getting crushed by a plane of glass might be too much,
Too much. What's funny, though, is the first time we did the stunt, the dowels that were holding the dummy up didn't break. So he got squished, but his legs were still standing. So we actually had to do that one twice. And they went through and they had a second dummy, but it was designed and built the same way. So they had to go and quickly score all the dowels so that they would collapse appropriately in a humor and kind of way.
That was definitely one of my favorite deaths.
Yeah.
So squishy, so unexpected. Love it.
So awful. He just looks backwards and collapses himself. He folds like a bad run at the presidency. Boom.
The lead up to it, like you said, the Mr. Egg was one of my favorite because it was so tense for so long and then just nothing. And then death.
And I think for me, just because like the Eric Bress, Gruber and Bress, who are the writing team who did that one, just to come up with the idea that they're in sort of like, he's a little too, like if you'll notice, a little too old for the production design. Like it's designed to be kids dentistry. He's like 15. So we're like, okay, he's at the tail end. That's how we justified it. But just a little fish in the mobile falling into his mouth is the last thing you'd think would orchestrate itself. And that's another thing about that sequence I like, is that you take an element that seems innocuous or benign, and that becomes the instrument of death that you would never have imagined. And so it's fun for the audience to try and play along with how these things will actually play out as the sequence unfolds. I think the tanning beds are a fun sequence just because look, this was interesting, and I think I give the director credit. He wanted the girls to be nude, but he wanted them to be so blasé about the nudity that at a certain point, it's not about them being nude, it's about them being exposed and vulnerable to what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it worked because it's titillating for about 15 seconds. And then after that, you don't even care. You're like, oh, what's going to happen to them? And he wanted to get to that place where they had no course. There's no place for them to hide. They are completely exposed. The girls were game. And I think that sequence really works because of that, because you're stripping away all of the shit that you would expect in these sort of horror movies that give out the boobies, and not have it be about that at all, but have it be about these poor girls who you didn't like, you're kind of annoyed by them, but now when they're here and they're in jeopardy, you're sort of like, well, not that bad. Like, nobody needs to have this happen to them. And then it was scripted, the match cut to the coffins overhead, which, I mean.
That was a cool shot. I love that transition. That was great. I think that's the first time I've ever seen a human being get cooked.
You know what? If I were to say anything otherwise, I'd be in jail. So, I've never seen that either. Now, you were asking, though, earlier about a sequence that they didn't let us do. Yeah. There's actually one. We have actually a bunch of different sequences. Some of them have made it into each movie. Some of them, it didn't work out for that movie, and it wound up in a subsequent movie because there's only so much. We're sort of running out of runway. But there was a sequence, and it was an extension of one that's in 5 that you'll get to. So I'm going to try and spoiler free.
Thanks.
It's like a spa environment, and there's acupuncture, which okay. But we wound up ending it with a colonic. But it's one of these big colonics where he's getting the colonic and you have the insertion, but it reverse engineers. He bloats up like Mr. Creosote and explodes all over the room with shit and blood and everything. And it was written, and you're just watching it, you're like, oh my God, this is the most horrifying thing. And that's when the studio said, no.
Take it back a notch. Take it back.
11 to 8, please. So that's the only one, though. Outside of sort of temperaments, like we maybe have some trims for getting a rating, but even then, it's never been that much of a problem. The age thing with Timmy, as I mentioned, but that was the one sequence when proposed and executed it. The studio's like, hell no, we're not going to go an explosion or leads with defecation. That's not going to work.
Wow.
So this is my life. Isn't that sad? This is my life thinking about this stuff.
I think it's awesome.
I think it's awesome too.
Write up horrible deaths and try to make it work and make it happen. That's great. The log on the highway. Did you guys know that it was going to be a thing? Because in the comments, everybody talks about that one.
Well, because that's the one that you most often find yourself in. Even if it's not logs, you find like a truck full with like plumbing pipes. Like you just sort of like start thinking about all the terrible things that can happen to you. And I think because of the immediacy of that particular circumstance, that everybody's driven behind a big old truck. And if you've ever been between 2 trucks in the highway, it's like you're like chasm of doom with these 2 18-wheelers. That's why I think that one has gotten the sort of cultural traction it has, and it's again instantly memeable. We had so much trouble shooting that sequence. I think we were Vancouver Island, And there was a 5-mile stretch of highway that hadn't opened yet, brand new. And there was like 2 miles here, a little ridge, and then another 2 miles here. So over here, we had 200 picture cars. And on the top of the ridge, we just had a little like setback so we could drive with the tow rigs up here, turn around, drive back the other side to get a whole shooting. So you can get double the pleasure, double the fun on this side. This side was the Valley of Death. This side is where we staged all of the actual stunts and gags at the same time. Because we could be doing this while they're setting up, and then we'd stop. The director would take a motorcycle ride over, make sure everything's cool. We'd do the gag, and they'd take a motorcycle ride and go back to doing the tow work on the car. So, but what was interesting is we thought this will be easy. We'll get these logs, we'll put them on a flatbed, and great. We were shooting there for 2 weeks, shooting that sequence. Forever. And by that point, all the sap from the logs, kind of gravity did its job, seeped and practically solidified. We wound up saying, okay, take the shot, release the logs. Boom. Nothing. We put full sticks of dynamite to try and blow the fucking things off. And finally, they wouldn't come off the truck. So the VFX supervisor, God bless him, said, just do a pass with the flatbed with no logs on them. Nothing. Which we did. Every single log in that, once they fall, is digital.
What?
Really?
There are a couple that are placed in the road because they didn't have to move.
Yeah.
But, and the one that goes through the thing, we took one of the logs and put it on like this big pike and then rammed it through. But all the bouncing logs, everything, all digital.
I mean, that makes sense, actually, not that you mentioned it, because of the
I
shooting
have
at the
to go
show, but I
back
didn't
and
even
watch
think
it
about that.
again.
Yeah, because a lot of times when we're watching, especially movies from the early 2000s with CG, you can tell.
Yeah.
It's
and
so jarring.
There are a couple of shots, but in general, that sequence really holds up.
Yeah.
I give Joe Bauer, who was our VFX supervisor, he's going on to do all of Game of Thrones, so he's like got Emmys. He could juggle Emmys with like 6 of them. He brought a lot of like understanding of both motion blur, camera shake, and just little details that just made it feel more real. As I said, you are not inclined to believe visual effects unless there's a detail that seems so real because it's so observed that your lizard brain will then recalculate and say, this must be real because they added that. You never, especially for these movies, you never know whether there's going to be a subsequent, the right to make another movie. Like there's no guarantee for sequels. You have to do well enough, either creatively or commercially, and hopefully both, definitely commercially, in order to justify another bite at the apple.
Yeah, makes sense.
We just felt like if other studios or other people would have said, maybe, let's keep her alive because what if there's another one? But we're like, we have no idea, but there's gonna be another one. So let's just do it right. Let's just take care of business now. Like look at the third one, FD3. It originally ended with camera after Chris Lemke is killed, and like the camera moves down. They're walking away from the fair, and it goes in the camera on the ground and takes a picture. That's the end. That was the original ending of the movie.
Oh.
Yeah, your look of like the fuck. Now, what's interesting is that was in the original script. It was greenlit because of the success of the first one, and we were off to the races. And we were all kind of like, "Is this really working? Like, it's not." But the decision was keep going. It's hard enough to get any movie greenlit. If you've got the rubber stamp to make it, just make it. We'll fix it later. Just go. And true to form, we tested horribly. The movie tested fine, but at that ending, I swear to God, I thought it was like the Christians and the Lions in the Coliseum. They were tearing the seats up in the theater and hurling them at the screen with loathing. We were able to redirect. The studio heads came in. They were like, "That didn't test that," and he goes, "It didn't. And here's the fix." So we immediately, like with a toddler, redirected to the fix, and the meeting went from probably would have been an hour of haranguing to 5 minutes. They said, "That sounds great. Go shoot it. Here's $3 million." So we went off. And every single thing from the point where he gets squished to the end was all, except for one shot on stage.
Wow, okay.
Every single, the overhead shot at the very beginning of the sequence of the train goes over camera, that's stock footage from a New York subway. Everything else we built, the landing we built, the trains we built, or the miniature. Because we didn't have the money to do it for real. But those train cars that we were all in, those were the train cars from Men in Black 2 that we had shipped up from down the road. Once you've watched 5, we'll have a recap about something you'll see in 5 that was originally intended to be in 3, but wound up just being kicked down the road 7 years. which is why these movies are fun, because it's sort of like Ouroboros keeps moving through. Oh, and then something I think it says a lot about Jim Wong as a director. There's that sequence where we pull out of Mary Elizabeth Winstead's eye and the tear goes down. And when we were originally shooting that, there's a lot. That's all on stage. So you've got it's on a gimbal. So like there's people making it move. There's extras. There's a pretty complicated camera move to make that work. And it wasn't all working. Everything was aligning. And we're like on take 8. Take 9. She's trying to stay in the emotional place. She's not the kind of actress who's going to say, give me the glycerin. She wants to be in the moment, which is to her credit. And when you talk about credit, you credit to Jim Wong. He's watching all this going down. He goes, you know what, guys, I've completely made a mistake of this. I'm going to need 10 minutes just to figure out how to reconceive this, because I've led us down a path that's not going to help me editorially. Just give me 10 minutes. So he walks outside, and everyone kind of goes, takes a break, and I kind of toddle outside. I was like, what's going on? It's like, it was clear that it was getting the pressure up. I'm totally fine. I just needed her to know it wasn't her fault. We went back in after 10 minutes, and first take, and that's just good directing, because you realizing that it's not about whether she's talented or untalented, that the situation can sometimes bring more pressure to bear.
Yeah, for sure.
And there were a couple of moments like that. Like for the first one, there's that shot after the crash where the camera's going up the eaves of the so a little bit of the roof into the window of his bedroom, and there's rain coming down. You see his parents, they give him a hug. There's a whole scene written to take place inside the room. But we do the move, we go up, we look through the window, and Jim looks at it, plays it back again. He goes, we're done, pull up work from tomorrow. I've told that story. I don't need to go in and cover that scene. And that's, again, knowing your story, knowing your moment, and knowing what you're doing as a director, have the confidence to go on. So those are the kind of things that I like taking away from any movies, like those little nuggets of how you approach actors, situation, and just the confidence of knowing when the story has been told, as opposed to over covering it or just going beyond what you need to do. Just get the beat, and when you have it, don't question it. Move on.
Really love that story. Yeah, that's really cool. All right, I'm gonna switch gears a little bit here.
Okay.
I have to ask, what did you do to get a thanks credit for the movie Clueless?
Okay. No, I wasn't working at the mall. As the vice president of creative affairs for the producer of that. So I developed the script when it was put in turnaround from Fox, and Scott swooped in and grabbed it. We did a quick triage with Amy on getting that script to a slightly different place. So it would be more in line with what Paramount was looking to do. And then the way it went.
Cool.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is my first on-screen credit of any kind. So not a bad place.
Yeah, that's a pretty good start. Yeah. Clueless is a pretty damn good start.
And then we hired Mona May for American Reunion to do our costumes. So Hollywood's like Appalachia. It's super incestuous and very small. And everyone knows everything. So like that's weird. Never mind.
Hypothetically, let's say American Pie and Final Destination are in the same universe. How do you imagine Stifler dying?
To be honest, syphilis. I think he died of syphilis. I think that this makes complete sense. It's organic. It's right. And
just raging syphilis.
Raging, brain-rotting syphilis.
Oh no.
I mean, or some other corrosive venereal disease. Whichever one that would work.
What about Jim?
Well, honestly, I think Jim would be the one to have the premonitions, because he's so naturally anxious. To see him have a premonition and have that sort of send him into an anxiety spiral could be quite funny at the same time. It would play great under like impending death.
It will be the sweatiest scene ever filmed.
Yeah. Well, you talk about the scene where like they're talking about the magazines and the first American Pie. He and Eugene Levy. We were shooting in this like it wasn't even a stage. It was a warehouse in the valley in Los Angeles in Burbank. And it was 100 degrees at camera, because we couldn't pay to keep the air conditioning on to the degree that would cool the whole space.
Yeah. So
all that sweat is real. Real sweat. It's real sweat. It's not flop sweat. It's actual, oh my God, the crew is drenched sweat. Yeah.
No.
It worked for the movie.
It worked, yeah.
It worked really well. Yeah. He looked like
Eugene sweated through 4 shirts while we were shooting.
So what was the most difficult or most complicated, like either death scene or just setup in general for the first three Final Destinations?
The first three. Well, honestly, I mean, there's really no easy one. They're all super complicated because you not just have to figure out technically how to execute, but just logically. They have to be credible to the point of incredible, but not tilt into incredible, because then you're like, I don't buy it.
Yeah.
Just wasn't enough, and that's a hard tonal balance to strike. The roller coaster sequence was obviously made up of tons of bits and pieces. And as a Vancouverite, like the only roller coaster in all of North America that would actually allow us to shoot there happened to be in Vancouver, because Playland is owned by the government.
I was just gonna say it's P&E, right? Yeah.
It's owned by the government, so they were like, "You want to shoot here? You're gonna pay us? We don't care. We care about brand fidelity." Every other place we looked at, they were worried. We can't have people die on our roller coaster. Like, they're not dying. So we kind of lucked out that it was in Vancouver because there was really literally not a single other roller coaster in North America that were allowed to shoot on it. So, but that was very complicated just because you have actors hanging upside down against massive green screens. You have all of them doing their own decelerator stunts. They worked with J.J. Caro, who is our stunt supervisor, and we got Mary Winston. The camera's on the ground, gunning up to a 30-foot tall roof, and she's on the sort of falling towards camera. I mean, this is cool. Like the actors had a good time, but they all had to go through. I'm not gonna say extensive training, but they had to be specifically trained so that they would hurt themselves, so they could focus on acting and not like, am I actually gonna die doing this? And there's just a lot of bits and pieces. That's the one thing that people, I think they inherently know, but when you really break it down. There's the actors talking. Yes, we're talking back and forth. And there's things that they do as they move through a set piece. But then there's the whole second story underneath of all the little bits and pieces that are also interacting via the sort of fickle finger of death, pushing things in this direction so that they'll end up. That's a whole B story. It has to be shot, conceived, executed. Like the second units on these movies are enormous because they're tracking an entirely separate but connected story to the actors talking on top of it and the actors interacting on top of it. So all of them are so complicated. I would say, though, I mean, look, I don't think you've seen the trailer, so it's not giving. The bridge collapsed in 5. That was a 62-day schedule, and we spent 19 days of that 62-day schedule working on 6 minutes of movie.
Wait, 62 days for the whole shoot, and you spent 19 days doing
19 days of it for 6 minutes of actual film.
Wow.
The studio's like, this is stupid. Like, this doesn't make any sense. And we're like, this is literally what it takes to get this, because we were only on the actual Lionsgate Bridge for 1 day.
Wow.
Everything else was either built, digital. There's up the road a bit. There was a side of a mountain, which was like a repository for equipment. It was not even like flat. It was like an area that they dug out where they could put road equipment so that they wouldn't have to travel up. And so we took that out, graded it, flattened it, and built a 200-foot section of the bridge on that. So when we were shooting off of it went down and looked like it was the ocean because it was high enough on the mountain. So we would have to do all the visual effects. It was cheaper to do that than to digitally comp in backgrounds for every single one. And then for the shots we were shooting against the mountain, because it was going up this way, we'd do a French reverse, their names, we'd part their hair separately to split the film so we could continue the action and make it was crossing both axes, but we only had one axis we could shoot in because of the drop-off.
That's crazy.
But going in the other direction towards the other side of them, there was a 100 by 200 foot retractable green screen. So we could digitally extend the bridge past that 200 feet that we had. And that's,
oh my God.
That's the thing. Like we spent, I think, $260,000 a day for 9 days shooting just that section because there was so much going on. And I mean, George, as you know, like you've got to have 2 20 by 20s with cranes to sort of even out the lighting. When you're up there, it's just like you have to, when you have a 200-foot section, you're just moving them so the actors are not getting hit too hard. Plus we had 10 by 10, they call them fly swatters, where they're green screen little 10 by 10s that are on these little mobile devices. You wheel them into place and they kind of like, you have a green screen. They move around, they're all like these little trolleys. It was bananas. And that's just one little section of all the other stuff that we needed to do when we were on the stage up at Mammoth. So that I think just technically was the most complicated because it was amortized 19 days with so many different disciplines clicking into each other. But you'll see.
Okay, let's see. So speaking, earlier you mentioned, the actors having to be trained or at least prepared for safety reasons.
Sure.
There are dozens of films that are famously cursed right, due to injury or whatever, like Exorcist, for example. Was there anything that happened on set that was eerily similar to what was going on in the movie?
No, I'm only laughing because you would think there would be, given the franchise. There would be like multiple incidents. Thankfully, knock on what this looks like fake. No, we've not. We've had 2 incidents of I would say either near misses or like, oh, that was close. But never have we had, because look, they're so technically complicated and there's so much redundancy in the prep because there's so many times people ask the same questions that we've been very fortunate. There have been very, very few, even close calls. Like there hasn't been like, oh my God,
that's awesome.
There were 2 incidences. The first one was on FD1 at the end when they're in France, and it hits the bus hits the post and it goes up and knocks the Cafe Miro reversed 180 sign down. Well, actually 1.5. When Devon Sawa, or the stunt guy, gets knocked out of the way of the sign, he was tackled hard. Like those 2 guys, and his head hit that tarmac like it sounded like a coconut opening.
Ooh.
Didn't split his head open, but he got a concussion doing that. But when it hit the signpost, that was obviously our signpost. We put it there. And Setdeck had taken those little like do not park signs that have the little metal band that goes around. They kind of like tighten it in. What you would do for any post sign, right? Well, when the bus hit that sign, the metal band snapped. They would never imagine that it would have snapped off. Bolts broke. And it went skittering, hit the wall, and Karam, there's a bunch of guys selling food in little carts down at the end. And it hit the stunt guy right in the head. And he had like 97 stitches. It literally scalped him. Like,
oh, no.
So he did the shot. He stands up and he goes, issue. His whole scalp fell down. Now, again, he's a stunt guy. They signed
yeah.
hospital, they shaved his head, they stapled him together, and he came back to watch playback. He's like, that's really cool. So that's one time where, you give credit to stunt people. One time, like, you would have to think it had 50 different ways that's exactly what would happen if it hit, and it would actually have to hit the side of the building exactly the right angle. That was, I guess, a final destination moment. There were insert shots on FD3 of the tubes of the fireworks going off.
Okay.
And that was like a B camera thing, and they were down there, and the firework didn't actually shoot up, but exploded right there in front of camera. And it actually shattered the lens. And the operator, who was behind some stuff still, like the fire, like all his eyebrows are singed off, his hair was singed back, and like he came up and he's like, I never looked better. But obviously that was not planned, and it's one of these things where all the safety measures you can think of. Now what? 17 years later, you probably do the entire thing remotely. We were shooting actual film cameras back there, and everyone's like, yeah, this is fine. We should be okay. The special effects people, the fireworks people are like, you should be fine. But it's that 1 in a million thing. That's why you have insurance, right? So only the 2 times we've ever been close to what would be considered an actual Final Destination moment.
But also that is so Final Destination. It's like all these little things happening so perfectly that something bad happens.
Yeah, you couldn't duplicate it. It could never happen. It's a once in a lifetime thing.
Bonkers.
When we did FD2, we had a preview, and obviously there's the elevator gag where she gets her head. By the way, that is all based on a real incident. That's based on the truth. Most of these incidents happen for real, and we would read about them and then sort of transmogrify them into sort of more FD appropriate, or they're all true. That happened to a woman. It was actually her boyfriend it happened to, and she was the one in the elevator with his head for about 40 minutes before they could like fix it and get it off. So
what?
But that's I know. This you wouldn't believe what comes in my inbox. It's fucking terrifying.
So we'll never get into an elevator ever again.
Well, but that's what was interesting. We had the preview, the sequence worked, and I'm in the parking garage. Usually right after a preview, I run to the bathroom and I pretend to be peeing for 10 minutes so I can listen to what everyone's saying in an earnest way. But we were going, we had sort of done our debrief, and we were walking back to get our cars after the preview, and the elevator came, and the doors opened a little bit, stopped, opened, and then like froze like this. And these 2 people go, "Oh hell no!" And they walk to the stairs. They're right there, and it's working.
Oh my god!
And that's really what we're working for. That's what you want, is the take-home value of FD. Is that it kind of ruins whatever you try to do. Going to the dentist, go to get your haircut, go. If it works out, there'll be a lovely tattoo and piercing parlor sequence in FD6 that will really, really not make you
George.
happy.
Don't ruin tattoos for no. Probably,
Yeah, you're not gonna get any more ink, bro. It's not gonna get. It's not gonna get
That sort of leads us into my next question, which is, have you gone?